Hey, and welcome to Lena Listens. My name is Lena, coming to y'all with my thoughts and reviews about the JBP. I know a lot of folks dislikes when there is a guest on the pod, but Joey was actually a good guest on the latest Patreon episode. He wasn't too cool for school. He answered all of the questions and even flipped a couple back on them. You can tell when a guest is really comfortable up there, and he was. The questions made sense. Shout out to y'all for having some thought-provoking questions, but I couldn't help but to hear him say, "That's what we need Mel here for." When they were trying to think of R&B songs, okay? At this point, we all have our Mel antennas on high alert. So the moment her name is even whispered up there, we're peeking up whenever we hear Mel's name. Flip wasn't on this interview. Imani was in this spot. I said this before, I like when Imani is up there for the music guests, although I did like the acting questions for Joey. As someone who watches the shows in the Power universe, I like how he described how he mentally preps for his character, Unique. He bodied that role. It was perfect casting, if you ask me. Joey's interview lasted for, I want to say, half of the pod, and after he left, the gang was on straight BS. Like, they were so unserious, y'all. It turned into a complete roasting session. Everybody was cooked. Flame broiled. They got on the topic of how would you act if you had an abundance of money. And yes, Imani, I am clipping this up. You called it. You called it.
I always say the universe know not to give me too much money anyway. I'm gonna make like my lineage look bad and stuff. I'm universe.
You can't say you universe.
Universe is crazy.
All right, now you're on books.
Wait, now I'm pissed.
the Boy Scouts.
No, all right. Okay. All right.
Universe. Not Joe saying he's the universe. Not Joe being the universe. That was crazy. That was a crazy line. That's something you think to yourself, Joseph. You don't say that out loud. I know it may be all jokes, but Joe, you gotta stop saying you're gonna stop vicious ventures. This is not the first time you've said this. On this particular episode, this particular Patreon episode, Ish mentioned that he wants to write a real estate book. And at the end of that convo, Joe said he's going to put a stop to that book. You gotta let people have their own motion in every way possible. Now, the last 4 minutes of the pod was messy. Mark, I see why and understand why you're on the pod. You're able to eloquently ask and flesh out the messy questions, because when they asked Ish, who did he learn something from recently? Joe said to Ish, Mandy. And Ish said he did. And that's when they got into the whole book talk. But boy, Mark wanted to flesh out that question even more. And Imani and Joe couldn't control themselves at all. Ish don't play when it comes to Mandy. He was ready to fry them all up in my Flip's voice. I'm almost certain Mandy shares with Ish her experiences in this space and how she navigated them all. You know, the do's and don'ts, if you will. The last 2 minutes, Joe said, "What's up with Freeze? Let's tease Freeze." They already got on Ice's suit jacket last week, and I'm not gonna lie, that took me clean out all over again. Like, I was cracking up all over again because that was really crazy. Lordy, but you know, they wanted to go home so bad. Joe wasn't ready to dip at all. He wanted to keep the show going. The last 4 minutes were straight laughs though, y'all. Like, Imani can't catch a break. There wasn't nothing wrong with his outfit, and best believe he shot back at everyone who laughed too hard or added commentary. This was another chill pod, maybe hit or miss depending on who's watching or who's listening. Let me know what were some of your key takeaways from this episode. And I'm not gonna lie, they was getting Parks out of here in the Patreon comments. Y'all know he's super duper hip hop man. Like, this is his bag. Y'all don't be trying to hear that though. Until next time, y'all. Bye.